You walk into a room and find you've completely forgotten the mission, or you realize you're currently searching for the car keys you're already holding. These moments often lead to a specific type of self-criticism. We label ourselves as scatterbrained, or entirely undisciplined, or worry our hardware is failing. Looking closer at the cognitive architecture suggests a different story. The memory hardware is functional. It was simply designed for a different primary purpose. Most of our expectations for memory are based on the idea of a filing cabinet, a system built for static storage. The overactive mind is a high-speed processing engine, optimized for rapid connection rather than retention. This instant forgetfulness is simply a biological byproduct of 5 rare structural traits that define the overactive mind's internal logic. The first trait is the overwritten buffer. This is a result of rapid ideation, where the mind generates a continuous stream of new thoughts. This high frequency of thought hits a hard biological wall. Human working memory can typically hold 4 to 7 items at once. This single colored block represents short-term data, like your wallet's location, occupying an available slot. When rapid ideation kicks in, new thoughts fill the container so quickly they flush the original data out the bottom. The information is gone before reaching long-term storage. This is compounded by the second trait, hyperassociation. In this architecture, a thought rarely exists in isolation. A single stimulus triggers a multiplier of related concepts and tangential ideas. We visualize this scale through a nodal map. One central point of focus fractures into dozens of branching connections in a fraction of a second. The brain loses the original train of thought because it has involuntarily boarded multiple new ones at the same time. The original memory is abandoned in the shuffle. Forgetting in these moments is the result of an architecture that creates data at a rate the internal buffer cannot sustain. The third trait is deficient sensory filtering. While many brains can tune out background noise, an overactive mind often processes a ticking clock at the same priority as a core task. This lack of filtering creates a crowded mental environment. The memory is effectively buried under environmental noise before the encoding process can finish. Fourth is the forward-looking bias. Here, the brain's architecture is constantly anticipating the next moment or a future problem. Because cognitive resources are focused on what happens next, the brain isn't mentally present to record what is happening now. Finally, there is depth-first processing. This architecture requires a high level of stimulation to activate its intake system. This graph illustrates the stimulation threshold. Complex problems rise sharply above the encoding line, while mundane, everyday tasks stay well below it. Everyday information is rejected by the intake system because it fails to meet the threshold required to trigger memory storage. This reveals that the brain didn't lose the location of your keys. It actively rejected that information as irrelevant because it wasn't stimulating enough to process. These 5 traits function together as a coordinated, high-speed system. Instantly forgetting details is the biological trade-off for a brain optimized for hyperassociation and deep focus. Forcing an overactive mind to memorize mundane data is like using a race car to tow a shipping container. It's a misuse of its strengths. The path forward is to stop using a processing engine to do the work of a filing cabinet. By writing things down immediately and using external systems for storage, you offload the burden of mundane data. When you stop forcing the mind to store facts, you allow its architecture to do what it was built for, to rapidly process, to deeply connect, and to create.